first day.
Alright, so I got another painting from Goodwill. This one really looks like someone was trying to paint Putin or something. I don't know what's going on here. But that does not matter at all, because I'm going to be showing you guys how to recycle and repaint over old canvases, because this is how I get a lot of my canvases, because it's way cheaper than buying new ones. New perfectly white canvases are ridiculously overpriced. Like, getting a canvas of this size probably would be about 45, maybe 50 bucks. This one, $6. But there are a couple things you gotta do in order to make sure that your painting goes smoothly when you're going over old canvases. And I'm gonna show you guys a couple of the tricks that I do just to prepare my canvases really quickly. And also, sorry, I don't have my mic with me right now, so if this audio sucks, we're just gonna have to do what we can with what we have. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna look out for is there will often be little spots like this where the paint is globbed on there and actually lifts up from the canvas, which gives it nice texture, but if I'm trying to paint over it, does not allow me to get very smooth strokes. So what I always do is I grab me a palette knife, but like a legit one, like a metal one, and you can just go in there and just scrape up these little areas. Make sure you get deep into those yoked pecs right there. Boop, boop, boop. Now once you've gotten all those bumps from the extra paint scraped off with your palette knife, the next thing you want to do is grab some spray paint. Now, I'm lucky in this way because I use spray paint for all my background colors, so I can just apply the background directly onto the piece now and cover it all up that way. If you want to do like a painted background with brushes, you know, and acrylics or something like that, then you can just use something like this, like a spray primer, but I don't need to worry about that, so sucks to suck, let's do it. The difference between those two reds is not as much as I had thought it was going to be. Might be a little bit difficult to pull off the look I'm going for, but nonetheless. What's good, everybody? My name is Modi. This is Modimakes, and today I'm gonna be working on a new canvas piece, the latest in the Blue Meanies series, entitled The Hunter. I promised you guys that I would give you guys a little bit more explanation as to why I create the things I create and the meanings behind them. So I'll start off today by explaining what the Blue Meanies series are, as you guys have seen quite a few of them in the past. Blue Meanies are inspired by the villains from the 60s animated Yellow Submarine Movie. And in that movie, the Blue Meanies are creatures that are trying to get rid of all other color in the world besides different shades of blue, and essentially are kind of a representation for depression. Now the Blue Meanies in my work kind of represent a similar idea in that the creatures or characters, if you will, are different facets of my personality, and they are not inherently negative or positive, but if left to take over entirely, then they become dangerous. Each one has their place and their uses. but they are not the entirety of who I am. They're all facets that create up the mosaic of who I am and why I am the way I am. And if not kept in balance or checked, then they become monsters. So, the original of the Blue Meanies was Big Bad Diaper Boy. With him being the original, his meaning is not necessarily as clear. I guess he's more of the original official Blue Meaning, because there technically was one that conceived the idea before him, but was not necessarily as official, and I will get to that later on. The next one that was created was the diptych of the custom painted vinyl records, the Monk and the Hustler. And the Monk is a peaceful and kind-hearted soul that also represents sloth and idleness. And then the Hustler is a sly, conniving creature who uses his wits to overcome obstacles and achieve the things that he wants. And after that, I created the Jester. The Jester is all about an inherent need for adoration from those around him. You know, the clown of the group, the one that always needs to be in the center of attention, and the one that always needs to be seen as funny and fun and beloved. And then after that, I created the diptych with the mole and the bird. And the mole and the bird are more of a conceptual thing about having a great need for something, which is the red ball in each of the pictures. Needing and desiring this thing so badly that you are willing to overlook basically any sense of self-care or any sense of you as a person, really, in any way outside of the fact that if I were to gain this thing or achieve this goal, that is who I am, and that is all that matters. And then we have the Soldier. And the Soldier is a cold, calculated machine of a man who basically has become jaded from the extended strife towards the mission. And then that's all of the official Blue Meanies, but the being that conceived the whole series was from the self-portrait diptych that I created a while ago of myself and the Fisherman. And the Fisherman was the original Blue Meanie, I suppose, although you can't really call it that because he doesn't have the blue complexion. And when I created it, I had no idea about this series in my mind. He conceived this series. and basically the Fisherman is a disheveled man who's been on this search for his prize for so long and has been so patient. I hope that helps you guys out a little bit with understanding my process and what's going on in my mind. Thanks for listening to that rant, and let's continue with the piece, shall we? right, so the painting is finished, and honestly, this is one of my favorite ones that I've made in a while. The hunter has been identified and put on the page. So right about now, you're probably asking, what does the hunter represent? And the hunter is a creature who unapologetically takes what he wants with a sense of entitlement that he doesn't necessarily deserve. A being who believes that everything is there for him to take, and if he's able to acquire it, then he deserves it. With that quick explanation out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. That would be amazing. And if you like me, if you like the channel, you want to help support me, and you want to keep seeing these videos from me, the best thing that you can do is subscribe, and maybe show it to some people that you think might also like the video, just so I can get that subscriber count up. And let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the hunter, and if you have any recommendations for any other pieces or any questions about my process or my thought process or anything that goes into these pieces. I'd be happy to look at them and explain anything, and also try anything out that you guys would like. And without further ado, let's get in those final shots, shall we?
Simulate a heartbeat. Dum 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 dum.